Hey, what's up everybody? It's Joe Simpson, and I wanted to do a little bit of tackle talk with you guys today. A couple of things I want to accomplish in this video is talk about where I'm going to be going in April. April 2nd through 5th, and what I'm going to be doing there, and get your input as to which lures and what do you think will work best in that situation. So I'm going to Georgia. I'm going to be fishing those ponds again this year that I fished before. I absolutely love going down there. Some people are like, why do you go so far away and go fish in ponds? But it's really easy to answer once you get there. They're so secluded. There's so many fish and such big fish in those ponds that it's pretty exciting to go down there and fish. And it's just a place that I know, a place I can go. It's comfortable, it's easy, it's cheap. So there's lots of reasons to go do something like that. But in our quest of getting ready and trying to figure things out for this trip, Pat and I got together this morning at breakfast, and we went through some of the things that we were missing and wanted to talk to you guys today about what you think we should take. So what I want to do is I want to start at the top of the water column and work my way down through the baits that I'm going to be taking. And I know there's a ton of baits that fall within all of these categories, but I want to kind of keep it simple because I don't want to take, necessarily for topwater, a popper, a whopper, plopper, some type of jitterbug. I don't want to take like everything known to man. I just want to take the basics and get it done. So I think the best place to start, top of the water column, easiest bait to fish, a popper. So this is a Lunker Hunt popper right here. It weighs about 3/8 to 1/2 ounce. It's easy to cast on bait casting gear. It's small enough that just about any fish will hit it. And I've got about 4 or 5 of these, and those will be in the box ready to go. And of course, I'm going to take 1 or 2 pop R's. I just believe the Rebel pop R's are hard to beat, and they were really good producers last year, so I'm going to take those again. In the popping vein, I'm going to take a popping frog. Now, I don't have too many popping frogs. I have one larger one and this one here, the smaller one. This guy right here will definitely be a producer for smaller fish. If I'm in a place where I want to kind of fish weedless and I still want to get the popping, I can do something with this one right here. And it's small like the poppers, so it still serves the same purpose. Now, when it comes to frogs, there's different kinds. I know Pat's favorite frog is a Kyara frog. There's Spro frogs. There's my Ima DeBeat frog that I love. There's the Teckle Sprinker frog, Maracker frog. I mean, there's all kinds of frogs, right? So I'm going to stay basic. I'll probably take a Terminator frog. I'll probably take a Lunker Hunt. This is one of my Spro frogs that I'm going to be taking. It's, semi-large, 2.5 inches, 3 inches long with the legs. And of course, I have something smaller in size, which is my Ima frog. I have a bunch of these in different colors that I'll be taking as well. And then of course, I have the Teckle Sprinker frog, and I have the Teckle Maracker frog, which is a little silver-filled noisemaker. So I'm going to be trying all sorts of frogs down there. And that's one thing that I do love, is that we're going down in the warmer zone of the region, and we're going to be fishing in water that is warmer. The thing is, I think that those fish are either spawning or post-spawn, so I don't get as many topwater bites as I would like. But I still think I can pull topwater bites. At least I have in the past. So that brings me from the top of the water column. Let's move down into the next 2 to 5 feet range, and let's talk about things that swim. First and foremost, swimming baits would be swim baits. These guys right here. These swim baits are my homemade Easy Shiners. They're the body that look like the Easy Shiner. I also have Z-Man diesel swimmers. I've got Kitex. I've got Biospawns. And I've got all the different riggings. I have the weedless riggings. I have the open hook rigs. I have anything, underspins, anything you can think of, I've got it. So I'll be taking a handful of these different swim baits down there, and that'll be my kind of middle water column fish finder. These are going to be quiet, subtle, and more of a finesse approach. Also swimming in the middle of the water column with maybe some of these swim baits as trailers would be, of course, a chatterbait. I thought about buying 2 jackhammer chatterbaits, but I had 2 perfectly good chatterbaits sitting on the shelf, so I'm not going to rebuy something that I already have something of. So I'm going to use what I've got and see how it works. I just don't believe that the jackhammer is going to be 10 times better than anything else I use, but actually people say that it's that good. But anyway, I have the chatterbaits covered. And then next, after the chatterbaits, I've got probably 5 or 6 of these different War Eagles, and these will be my spinner baits of choice in that area. I have mouse colors, I have gold colors, So I have just about anything you can imagine in the War Eagle line. So I'm going to be taking the War Eagles down with me to fish those maybe cloudy or breezy days. The other thing is I'm fishing around a lot of structure and trees. These chatter baits, swim baits, and spinner baits will be perfect for swimming up close to structure and not getting snagged up, and it'll be easier for me to pull some of these fish out of the cover. Of course, I won't leave behind my hard baits. I'm probably going to take some generic lipless baits, and of course I'm going to take some square bills. I'll probably have 1 or 2 jerk baits just in case things get weird. Yeah, so I'm going to have some hard baits and some finder baits there too. So that's going to be the middle of the water column. I think I've got covered pretty well. What would I be missing? So now we're going to talk about things that bump on the bottom. That can be anything from worms to jigs to, you name it. So I'm definitely going to take some jigs. I have all kinds of jig heads. Everybody's seen a jig head before, so I'm not going to kill you on all that stuff. But as far as some of the trailers for my jigs, I'm probably going to use some of my homemade baits that I've been putting together. I'm also going to be using some of my Z-Man finesse jigs. I can use those with spinning rods and or bait casters. So I'm going to use kind of smaller, lighter jigs, and then I'll have some heavy jigs as well. Got some real nice, like 10-inch worms by Berkeley, all power bait, stinky, ready to roll. So I'm going to be Texas rigging those. Of course, that you can't leave home without a good worm. Another bait that I'm going to be using a lot is the eel eliminator. This is a great bait because it can be used as a bottom bait. It can be used as a middle swimmer. It can be kind of versatile. So I could fish this one lure several different ways. This could be like, hey, if they want a swimmer, let's see, and swim it back. Or if they want something just dragging the bottom, you could drag the bottom. You could bop it up off the bottom and jig it. So the eliminator for me is kind of like one of the best bottom fishing baits out there because it's so versatile and can do so many things. I think that about covers it. You guys let me know what you think I should be taking. Now, rod selection wise, I'm going to try to keep it simple. I want to travel light. So what I want to take in terms of rods and reels is I'm going to take my 9-to-1 gear ratioed Speed Demon reel. It's got some good torque. It's got a lot of strength. I can make up line. I'm going to put 50-pound black braid on there, and I'm going to put it on my 7'2" frog rod, which isn't too stiff. So I'm going to use that frog rod for my jigs, for my frogging, and some of my other plastic baits, plastic worms, things like that. And I'm also going to take my Cast King 6-foot medium rod, which has plenty of tip, meaning it's going to give way on some of these poppers and allow some hook sets, for like a spinner bait or a chatter bait. That rod does have some good rear end when you really apply some pressure on it. So I like it a lot. And I'm going to use that with my Scorpion DC reel. And I'll probably put 30-pound braid. I'm probably not going to go mono. And then I'm going to take a couple spinning rods, one with 25-pound braid, one with like 8-pound mono. And those will be my more finesse rods if I need them. And also my son's going to be fishing. He'll probably use those quite a bit. So I think, a 20 or 25-pound braid on the spinning reel is perfect because he can do anything from poppers, chatterbaits, spinner baits. He can pretty much fish everything I'm fishing on the bait caster. So that's kind of what I'm taking. I haven't gotten into like knives and scissors and auxiliary gear for fishing and things like that. But as far as baits, I'm going to keep it simple. Take the confidence baits that I have, and then I'll read up a little bit about the region and see what they've got down there. But other than that, that's about all I'm going to do to prepare. You guys chime in below. Let me know what you're thinking. We're talking Georgia in April, so I think we're going to be either at spawn or just post spawn. So whatever those fish will be doing, whether they're fry guarding or whether they're feeding back up. If you know that area and you know that fishing style, please let me know what to do because I've had good success with poppers and frogs, but it's probably because if anything hits topwater, that's all I'm going to fish. So I always say, oh, that was successful because I caught fish, but there could be a bait that would catch 10 times as many fish. So I'd like to know about it. If you guys have any tips, let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned. I tried to fish today, way too freaking cold, 28 degrees, rod was freezing. I gave it 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, I'm out. You guys have a good weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Later.